Welcome to Woodstown In Focus for February 2023. I'm Chris Ty, along with Katarina DeWitt and Dalton Berry.
Woodstown In Focus highlights the students and staff at Woodstown High School and the great things they're doing.
On this episode, we'll take a look at who earned Teacher of the Year and get to meet our new superintendent.
And we'll also introduce you to Miss Mack and the services she provides to students.
But first, we'll meet some of our winter track athletes to hear about their recent accomplishment. Here's Bridget Jaley with the report.
Woodstown High School is known for their successful sports programs. You may have heard of the baseball team becoming state champs or the football team becoming co-champs. One sport you don't hear as much about is our winter track team, more specifically the girls' winter track team. This season they accomplished something special. Going into the NJSIAA Group 1 Relay Championship, our 4x800 girls relay team of Kayla Ayers, Sarah Seiden, Jamie Deal, and Katie Deal were predicted to come in second. However, the girls were able to get out to a quick lead from sophomore Kayla Ayers in the first 200, which earned them first place in Group 1.
When I got the baton as the fourth leg, I was already in first, and I just had to go. I had no idea where they were behind me. It's so loud in that bubble. I can't hear anything. I can't hear steps coming behind me. So I had to PR, and I had to keep going. So I booked it.
Setting records is not only a skill but a mindset. Training for an event like this is not easy. An event like this requires lots of mental and physical preparation.
So I was really nervous because it was only my second 800 I ever ran. And so I ate healthy, I stretched, I made sure I rolled my legs out, and I just kind of focused on that one race.
I didn't think we were gonna win, but as soon as Katie crossed the finish line, she was open arms and just relieved. I was really relieved.
The team hopes that they can win even more races and break records. There is still about a month left for the girls to accomplish these goals. The girls will use the state title as motivation to win more meets this season. Now with this title, other schools are looking at Woodstown as a bigger competitor.
That's definitely one big success we have already had, but we have so many more and we have a long road to get where we need to be.
It's given us a big boost of confidence that now these bigger schools that have a much stronger reputation are now looking out for Woodstown, and now we go to each race and we just get better. Almost everyone is PRing every single race.
With only losing one senior, you can expect more from this young track team. For Woodstown In Focus, I'm Bridget Daly.
This school year, the Woodstown Palos Grove School District hired a new administrator. Caleb Therese sits down with the new superintendent to allow him to introduce himself and his vision.
In many schools, students don't get to know their superintendent very well. Recently, Woodstown Palos Grove Regional School District hired a new superintendent, and he is eager to get to know the students and staff and help the district grow. Dr. Myrick has always loved the education field. From a young age, he grew up in a school environment and was surrounded by educators, which inspired him to pursue his own career in education. He watched his mom interact with her students and the impression she made on them, and wanted to help make a positive impact on the next generation.
Education was kind of always in the family business, and I say that jokingly because my mom was an educator for 37 years. She was a health and physical education teacher in Buena Regional School District. My aunt was an elementary school teacher. My cousin is a phys ed teacher. My cousin is a CST member in another district. So education has kind of always been part of our fabric as a family.
For 10 years, Dr. Myrick worked in a variety of administrative positions at Beach Haven and Pennsgrove before becoming superintendent at Woodstown. It is without a doubt that these experiences have helped shape Dr. Myrick into the person he is today. He has an energetic personality that makes him approachable as well as being relatable and understanding. These qualities help him greatly in the workplace and cooperating with others.
Made a point that when he first got here to give any staff member who wanted an opportunity to meet with him an opportunity to meet with him. He's just, you can walk up and have a regular conversation with him. Doesn't have to be about education. He's just very approachable.
As a kid, Dr. Myrick was involved in Woodstown recreational athletics, and he fell in love with the community-rich town. When researching the job, Dr. Myrick appreciated Woodstown's dedication to valuing more than just the students' education. He believes that it's important to value things like sports and the arts, and Woodstown had that, ultimately helping him make the decision to apply for the position.
Well, I always say, even like in my previous tenure, it really takes a community, a village to educate a child. And that's not, that's so prevalent here, right? You see how everyone's involved, from the administrators to the teachers to the community. Everyone's on board for the betterment of your education, which is vital.
As a superintendent, Dr. Mark is in charge of making sure that the school is a safe learning environment where kids have the chance to learn and grow. From having meetings with the administrators, approving or declining new ideas for the school district, and being involved with school activities, he makes sure that he is a strong leader in all he does.
I coined a term when I was a student, really. It was promising every student a future, and that was kind of afforded to me as a student. And what I mean by that is giving every opportunity for that child to be successful. So as it transformed as I came into the Woodstown Grove Regional School District, is now promising every Wolverine a future.
There's no doubt that Dr. Mark is dedicated to Woodstown Grove Regional School District and will do great things in the future. He can't wait to get to know the students in the district Woodstown and create great relationships with them. I'm Caleb from Woodstown In Focus.
Every year the district names a Teacher of the Year, and this year one of our math teachers earned it. Riley Berry sits down with Mrs. Haynes to talk about her incredible honor.
Each year at Woodstown High School, we highlight a teacher that has put forth their best effort, inside as well as outside of their classroom, while engaging with students and coworkers. This year, Mrs. Haynes was selected as Teacher of the Year.
I went to college for engineering and decided I really didn't like engineering, but I liked math. So one of the most obvious things to do with math was to teach, and I like when I can have kids understand what they're trying to do.
Mrs. Haynes has been at Woodstown High School for 17 years. Her main focus is to get her students to truly understand what they are being taught and see them accomplish new things. Mrs. Haynes also has many traits that make her such a great teacher.
I think there are a lot of qualities that many of our teachers possess, and Ms. Haynes is our recipient this year. First ones that come to mind: dependability. She's very reliable, she's very patient, she's extremely collaborative with not just myself, just with her colleagues. But when I think of Mrs. Haynes, I would say those are some of her qualities.
Mrs. Haynes has also greatly impacted the lives of her students by making them enjoy what they are learning and pushes them to do their best.
She has made me like math, and coming from a student like me, I hate math.
I love that she keeps you entertained the whole time and she keeps you intrigued in learning geometry, which a lot of people don't want to learn.
Mrs. Haynes' biggest piece of advice to others is to have patience because it won't always be easy.
Have a lot of patience. Find ways to grow patience. Yes, you need a lot of patience. You need a lot of perseverance, and just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, because there's days where it doesn't seem like you're getting anywhere, and you kind of have to just get through those days.
Mrs. Haynes is a one-of-a-kind teacher who strives to make her students' education the best it can be. For Woodstown In Focus, I'm Riley Berry.
Students have a lot going on with their lives and face many ups and downs. So who can you talk to when issues arise? Here's Caleb Brown with the details.
As young children and teenagers, many struggle with mental and physical health and may have no one to express their feelings to. Just last year, Ms. Mack was added to the Woodstown Grove Regional School District as one of the Student Assistance Coordinators. Ms. Mack plays a huge role in the lives of Woodstown students as a Student Assistance Coordinator, also known as SAC. SAC is meant to work with students, their families, and community resources to address substance abuse issues, social and emotional issues, and behavioral problems experienced by school-age children. Ms. Mack likes to personally help each student in the best way she can.
I'm more here for the mental health aspect, so if you're struggling and stressed out from maybe something that's home or with your friends or in relationships, those are more the things that I talk about. I also talk to students when they violate the drug and alcohol policies, and we talk about different ways to help the student overcome some of those struggles.
Ms. Mack is heavily involved with her students and is very open-minded to helping them. She enjoys getting students help, especially if they have no one else to turn to.
I feel like it makes me feel like I have a purpose in life. It's very fulfilling to help students through the issues that they are, and knowing that I can be a safe person for them to come to.
Ms. Mack is very involved with creating a healthy environment for students. She advises clubs such as LMTI and SAFE in order to keep students surrounded by positivity.
I'm in charge of LMTI, which is the Lindsay Meyer Teen Initiative, and they focus on drug and alcohol prevention and intervention work. So it's a student-led group, and I teach them how to be like leaders, and then we do a bunch of different events and fundraisers to kind of implement that in the school. So have SAFE, which is students advocating for equity, so that's for diversity and inclusion within the school.
Ms. Mack is a very useful source for any students who need help with mental or physical struggles. She offers her time and assistance to be the best student assistance coordinator she can be. You can reach Ms. Mack by stopping in her classroom next to the main entrance or through email and Remind. For Woodstown in Focus, I'm Kayla Brown.
And that's it for this month's Woodstown in Focus.
We hope you enjoyed the show and learned something about our great community.
For the entire Woodstown In Focus team, I'm Chris. We'll see you next time.